There is a world that we are all connected to that allows us to see without seeing, that allows us to know without knowing, that allows us to hear without hearing. There is a world that's beyond this physical realm that we are all connected to. And if you're here right now, then you know that there is a special connection that you have with this world. You may feel those intuitive nudges. You may feel and see and sense those beautiful messages. You may really feel these beautiful urges to go here, to do this, to do X, Y, and Z. And that is the communication from this world that, again, is not logical. It's beyond logic. But that is a communication from this world that allows us to not just tap in to what is beyond, but to create beyond what our mind can comprehend. And if you're here right now, then you know that there's been a brewing, there's been a call, there's been something that's been activated within you that just feels different. And this moment in time that you're here in right now, you have been prepared for this call. You have been prepared for this moment, for lifetimes, for decades. Every single incarnation, but also every single challenge, everything that you have succeeded and quote unquote failed at, those things have all been preparing you for this exact time. And I just want to make that distinction really quick. It is because of the things that you have went through. It is because of the failures or the successes or the challenges. It is literally because this is all perfection in itself, in its entirety. And the moment that you decide to be fully present with this perfection is the moment that you can fully come within yourself, into all versions of yourself, into all your subtle bodies, into all energy centers. When you can decide to fully be present, fully with yourself, and see the perfection in this now moment, that is the moment that you can come to this moment. And it's only from that presentness, it's only from that groundedness can we then create the beautiful things that we see within. So I want to say, number one, thank you for being here. I love you guys. Alafia, my name is Ifákóredé. But I also want to say, if you guys see this is like a different setting, I'm filming this at sunrise. So the lighting, we gotta make it work. But this message is very, very important. This message was very heavily on my heart, and I'm here right now, and there's so much that I want to share with you guys in this video. But I want to say that, number one, you have heard the call. We're going to talk about that. But number two, we also understand that this physical dimension, this physical reality, it is a product of all of the layers of reality and all of the layers of existence, all the way up from the causal, all the way down to the physical. This physical reality is a product of all of the things that are going on in the higher realms. And so we can understand that it's a lot bigger than we think. Therefore, your call, whatever feelings that you're feeling, whatever things that you're really feeling inspired to do, they're a lot bigger than you think. Why? Because again, we exist. You guys have heard me say this before, but I'll say it again. We exist in all 7 dimensions simultaneously. Why? Because of the layers of the aura and the light body that connect us all the way up to source, all the way to the human vessel, all the way to the physical vessel. We exist in all 7. There's a line of connection with all 7, right? But the question here is, where is our conscious awareness? And when you get those moments of intuition, when you get those moments of beautiful nudges and messages, that is all of the different layers of you contacting and connecting with you. And so let's go back to that point of what we're experiencing in the physical is a culmination of all that's happening in the other layers of reality, in the higher dimensions. We understand that one of the layers of dimensions, or one of the layers of reality, and one of the dimensions is the etheric template, right? The ethers, this is the origin of all the elements. The ethers also holds the space, that beautiful space of Oyeku, right? If you guys are in Ifa, which you guys know I'm in Ifa, One of our odus is Oyeku. This is the energy of darkness, but it's also the energy of birth. And from that Oyeku energy, all things come. Right? We have to have that stillness that's also simultaneously oneness and all for everything else to come from that. And so from that etheric template that holds, again, the blueprint for this physical reality, because it is literally the origin of the physical reality, all of the things come through this, right? All the things come from first the causal, which is one, but then it travels down the causal into the celestial, and then we get all the way down to the etheric template. But I say all this to say that there are things happening on the template. There are alignments happening in the etheric template. There are alignments happening in the astral. There are alignments happening in the emotional and mental bodies. There are alignments happening in the celestial realm. All of these different realms, there are alignments happening in all of these realms that are creating the changes that we're seeing today. And if you guys have seen, I posted an Instagram. If you didn't, that's okay. We're about to go into it. I posted an Instagram of a message that I got in the woods of, right now, the earth is going through a contraction phase. And what this means is that all of these themes, when it comes to politics, destruction, misalignment, disharmony, all these things are being really intensified right now, right? We're seeing this through so many different timelines being played out, years, decades and decades and decades of issues and conflicts rising to the very top. I could go into a list of all the things that are happening that are reflecting this idea, that is reflecting this theme, But all of these things are coming up to the very top so that they can finally be ended and resolved. And we must go through that contraction phase to then enter the expansion phase. Now, similarly, when we see a flower bloom, when we see that rose bloom, right? We see that bud coming all the way from the stem, and we see that energy getting bigger and like contracting into that rosebud, right? Getting closer and closer. And then all of a sudden, it starts to bloom. And similarly, all of that darkness that happens within that bud, right? All of that darkness, all that stillness that happens within that bud, that almost that etheric template, that Oyeku energy blooms. And then we come into that expansion phase. And so while we're in this contraction phase, your messages are getting more and more intense. Your call is getting more and more intense. So many people are waking up. And when we mean wake up, we don't mean, okay, this is an accumulation of knowledge. It is waking up to a deep inner knowing that there is something beyond this realm. It's waking up to a deep inner knowing of your connection with source, your connection with the universe, your connection with your ancestors, your connection with yourself first and foremost. And it's also waking up to this beautiful idea and realization that everything is one. That every time we move into this world, every time we move into a challenge or we have a relationship is a reflection of ourselves. Why? Because all of the things that we experience in this dimension only aid us in our own self-mastery. And so your messages are getting more and more intense. You're feeling, maybe a lot of you are feeling restless. And maybe a lot of you are feeling, just these calls to do things that you've never done before. Maybe a lot of you, your purpose is waking up. Maybe you're also feeling like this timeline, like you're not resonating with everything that's going on right now. We talked about, in my second to last video, we talked about the 4 roles that a lot of people are waking up in right now. Right? And so you're feeling that call, you're feeling those messages. And you're also wondering, how can I create the world that I see within? How can I answer the call? How can I begin to express the message, the insight that spirit has given me, that the universe has given me? How can I begin to do this? And I want to tell you that it is not up to your human mind to figure this out. Just take a pause. Receive that for a moment. It's not up to your human mind to figure this shit out. It's not. Because the message and the visions that you're receiving are otherworldly. They are beyond the physical. They are beyond your human conceptualization. It is up to us to contact and connect with the higher self that, again, exists in all realms, exists at the very top, exists and communicates with us constantly and consistently from all the realms, from an all-knowingness, from a oneness. And this version, this aspect of ourself, really, we are aspects of our higher self, but that's a whole nother story. This higher self holds the template for exactly how we are meant to create worlds that are beyond this one, because it does not just exist in this world. You guys know, you guys may have heard this before, but I'll say it again. Our body does not hold our spirit. Our spirit holds our body. And from that very simple sentence, we can understand that we're a lot bigger than we think we are, right? We're a lot bigger. We exist beyond this physical dimension. Why? Because our spirit exists beyond this physical dimension. And when we go up through the physical, into the emotional, into the mental / lower astral realms, and then we enter the light body and the anahata, in the chakra, in the heart chakra. This allows us to go through all of the higher realms, all of the higher 4 realms. And in that light body, if we can just begin to conceptualize that idea, just think about it, meditate on it. In the light body, when we enter the light body, when we enter that stage of transformation in the anahata chakra, this is when we're allowed to come into a higher degree of oneness, of not just with ourselves, but also with source. But how do we do that? We do that through higher self work. We do that through meditation. We do that through dedication and devotion. We do that through having discipline with our spiritual practice, and then using those beautiful insights, using those beautiful messages, using all the things that we receive from our higher self to go out into the world and actually create new earth. New earth, if you're feeling restless, new earth is being awakened in you right now, literally right now. If you're feeling like energized, I know for me, I've been like not feeling like food right now is like last on the totem pole. I've been really moving and working and creating, and it's like there is no appetite. I don't know. There's just no appetite. I have to remind myself, okay, wait, we have a physical vessel. Let's nourish. Okay, let us nourish. Let us slow down. You guys, I'm kind of in shock. My camera overheated. I guess the message was just coming through hot, baby. But you may be feeling the heightening of the energy. You also may be having more and more vivid dreams. You also may be, just feeling called to do things that you've never done, really feeling called to shift timelines. Because what is really happening within all of us right now is the blueprint for new earth is being downloaded. So many of us, all of us actually, doesn't matter if you're hearing this video or not, when we go to sleep, we venture into the astral, we venture into these higher realms, and we are receiving information from these higher realms of how to bring more harmony and bring more alignment to the planet right now. This is a crucial time. This is not a time to look at what's scaring us and run away. This is not a time to put our trust in the systems that are crumbling. This is not a time to still believe and choose to believe, because so many of us know that this is not the truth. So we choose to believe the lies and the illusions that are being put onto us, are given to us right now. This is all, come on. It's time to get real with ourselves. It's time for us to get real with ourselves and really understand what our assignments are. Your purpose. I know there's so many, I'm gonna be so honest, right? So many people in the spiritual, your purpose is just to be your Let me tell you something. Yes, your purpose is to be. But the question is, have you even found yourself with enough clarity to know what that even feels like for you? Your purpose is clarifying your being. Whatever your unique energy is, whatever your unique gifts are, that is your purpose. And so there's sometimes that we can come into some, systems or, teachings or whatever the case that just encourage us to lie down, that encourage us, just to think nothing, just to be nothing. Let me tell you something. We are all moving as one collective organism, co-creating alignment and harmony on this planet. There's nothing that I'm more passionate about than your purpose. Again, How to Find Your Purpose free ebook is literally, it's been there for months. Don't ask me if I got it. It's been there, okay? So I say all that to say, you came here with the vision, and that vision right now is being intensified. That vision is being awakened. And you're ready to step into that. And you're ready to know without knowing, to do without knowing, to move from that wisdom that you have within, that you don't know how you have that wisdom. You're ready for that. This is literally what First Contact is all about. This is literally why I created First Contact, to give you a portal to connect with all of those 7 subtle bodies, all of those 7 energy centers, moving through the chakras, connecting with that higher self, and realigning you with your truth, and getting you to that level of self-mastery, to a point where you move through this life game, this life simulation, co-creating it instead of being the victim of it. You guys already know, as you see in my bio, we begin First Contact on August. We don't begin First Contact on August 3rd, but the doors open for First Contact on August 3rd. And it's going to be half off for 50% off for 48 hours. So come, okay, join us, because it's going to be insane. It's going to be beautiful. And by far, this is my best work yet. You have a group chat of all the other people who are doing First Contact with you, and you have support throughout the whole entire process from me to answer your questions. But this is about you. It's going to be between you, and it's going to be between your Ori, your higher self. It's going to be, excuse me, it's going to be between you, and it's going to be between you and Source. But the work that we're going to be doing, that we are doing in First Contact, is going to be life-changing. But this is only if you are ready to answer the call. This is only if you are ready to up-level your self-mastery. This is only if you are ready for a change. Because I know there's a lot of people who are not ready for that change, baby. They're not. They are not ready. But if you know that there's something bigger that you're meant to be part of, if you know that there's something bigger that you are meant to align with, First Contact is for you. We're beginning during Lionsgate because this is the activation portal. The veil is lifting. You're coming into a space of, honestly, you're coming into all of your bodies. You're coming into the presence in all of your subtle bodies. And that higher self is the spirit guide that guides all of us. We all have a different higher self. And in Ifa, we say that your Ori, or your higher self, is your first Orisha, is your first deity, is your first connection with Source, connection to Olodumare. This is the first. This is number one. This goes beyond, this comes before all of the Orisha, is your own Ori. And your own Ori, your own higher self, will bless you beyond measure. Your own higher self is the one that decides if you even get your blessings from Oshun, from Yemoja, from Shango, from Obatala, from Ogun, from Ochosi. Don't get me started. From Eshu. Okay? The Ori is the one that decides if we even receive the blessings from the Orisha. And so contacting that higher self, contacting that Ori, moving through the 7 energy centers, which are centralized points of the energy that we all hold. This is how we transcend this reality and begin to create, not just dream, not just envision, but we begin to create new earth through this. The work that we do in higher contact, the work that we do in First Contact, is going to be felt beyond just the portal that we're going to be doing this in. And it's going to be a 31-day portal of channeling, higher self work, ascension work, meditation work. But beyond the 31 days, this shit is going to be insane. It's going to be absolutely insane. And there's so many other containers that I've done. Obviously, the creation container is one of my favorite things. We've done Embrace. We've done Hidden Divinity. But First Contact is probably my favorite thing that I've ever created because it is an activation portal. It is an activation and awakening portal. So if you're ready to join us, if you're ready to move into that portal, if you're ready to shift into alignment, if you're ready to create a new earth, not just dream about it, if you're ready to receive, this is the portal for you. Because we have to also understand that our human mind does not have all the answers. We must contact the Ori. We must contact the higher self to ascend to that space where we can receive the answers. We must do this. This is essential because, again, the blueprint for New Earth, obviously, do you see it anywhere? Do you see the politics, the people in power? Do you see the powers that be giving us the blueprint for harmony, alignment, for love, for abundance? For a world in which capitalism does not exist, for a world, do you see them giving that to us? Is there, correct me if I'm wrong, is there a course on how to create a world without a capitalist white supremacist society? A colonialist white supremacist capitalist society. Are they giving us a blueprint for this? No, but we all have been given the blueprint for that. But it's gonna be through that contact of our higher self that we receive that blueprint so that we can create that world here and now. But it's up to us to make that connection. You're not gonna need any frills, you're not gonna need any pills and potions and all these things. You're gonna need your mind, yourself, your body, your spirit. And first contact is the guide to this. There's a link in my bio to be notified in the exact minute. There's also a countdown clock to be notified for the exact minute that this opens, that this portal opens. And again, you get 50% off for the first 48 hours. I know I like to give a little for the people who are on it, but of course it's gonna be available after that. But my loves, I love you guys so much. I'm so passionate about this. This is my higher self speaking. This is my higher self who channeled first contact. But I'm so passionate about this because I know that it is up to us to create new earth. What is in my bio? I help visionaries create a new earth. If you're ready for that, join us. I love you guys so much. It's time to answer your call.